good night, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. One day, man, I'm gonna have the horns, the whistles, and the bells, and all of that, to kick my show off. It's coming. It's coming. But, man, I think you'll be surprised at how much. Bernie, thank you for joining, my brother. I think you'll be surprised at how much fear is used to control. Think about that, y'all. How much fear. Thank you, Bernie. Always a pleasure to have you, my brother. Gamer, I see you in the house, brother. You know, think about this, y'all. They have you scared when it comes to your health. They have you scared when it comes to your wealth. They have you scared when it comes to your family. I mean, look how much you can manipulate people with fear. You can get them to do anything you want if you get them scared. Okay? And isn't it interesting? I can manipulate you with fear, but I come under suspicion when I try to use faith. Isn't that interesting? I come under suspicion. I come under scrutiny when I try to use faith to motivate you, but I can use fear and motivate you and get rich overnight. I can use fear and get rich overnight. Okay? And this is the problem, man. We got too many people, and they don't even know why they're afraid. It's almost like they are hypnotized. What's going on? What's on, Gummy? It's almost like they're hypnotized, man, and run straight to fear. But and notice, man, Bernie, thank you, brother. Man, you're always a blessing, brother. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you for the boy. One day, I'm gonna be able to bless you, boy. I'm gonna knock your socks off. I'm telling you that. It's gonna come, brother. All right, it's gonna come. I'm telling you, it's gonna come. I'm, y'all listen to me. See, this is. See, everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon when they sure about what they jumping on. But see, don't nobody want to take a risk. You understand? See, nobody wants to give a chance because they're afraid. They don't know what you might do. So consequently, they ain't gonna do nothing. Okay? Oh man, that's a brother. See, let me share something with you, man. Let me say, God is a good God. God is a good God, and sometimes things that we might look as an embarrassment, but I'm telling you, the first thing I get in my head, I got an idea, and 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 I got a name, and and what it is this idea with a few alterations so nobody can read your lips. Entertainers are gonna love this idea because everyone you see in public gonna have one of these on. So now they can sit down and have a conversation, and can't nobody read their lips. Say, oh, they ain't got to do all this and all, you know. No, they can sit there. You know, you can sit and talk shit in public, and can't nobody, and don't, if they ain't sitting right up under you, they'll never know what you're saying. See, that's what. See, let me show you something. Let me show y'all something, and it goes back. See, I could have been fearful about my dental issue and got off social media. See, I could have been embarrassed and scared about what people gonna say and got off social media. Because that's my ego that's talking now. But let me show y'all something. Let me show you something. Let me see. We'll make sure. I want to get the right date here. I want to make sure I got the right date. Okay. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. See, people talk about my mask, right? But let me show you something in the word. Okay. This is Proverbs chapter 12. Okay? And I'm going to go to verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he who heeds counsel is wise. Verse 16. A fool's wrath is known at once, but a prudent man covers shame. That's in the Bible. The Bible say a prudent man will cover shame. Okay? That's what a prudent man will do. I heard that. So let's look up the definition of prudent. I heard that. Look up that definition. Um, Prudent. Acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Shrewd in management of practical affairs. Cautious, discreet, thrifty, frugal. See, that's a prudent person. All right, Bernie, thank you, brother. Thank you for the blessing, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the blessing, brother. Thank you. God is good, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, God is good. You know, a lot of times when you waiting on God to do some things, you don't see how it's going to come. You don't see it all. But God didn't tell you to look and see. God told you to have faith and believe. That's your challenge. Is having the faith and believing. And see, a lot of people falter when it comes to their faith. Okay? That's where a lot of Christians struggle when it comes to, that's like the story in the Bible of the man that son was sick, was possessed, and he would throw himself in the fire, throw himself in the water, trying to drown himself, and the father took his sons to the disciples, and they couldn't help him. So the Father brought the Son to Jesus and said, Jesus, I went to your disciples. Matter of fact, let me read this story because that's a okay. Here it is. Mark. Listen, listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Listen to this. Okay. So this is Mark chapter 9, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. Then one of the crowd answers and said, Teacher, I brought you my son, who has a mute spirit, and whenever it seizes him, it throws him down. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. So I spoke to your disciples that they could cast it out, but they couldn't. Verse 19. He answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him to me. Then they brought him to him. And when he saw him, immediately the spirit convulsed him and fell to the ground and wallowed and foaming at the mouth. Verse 21. So he asked his father, how long has this been happening to him? And he said, from childhood. Verse 22. And often he has thrown him both in the fire and in the water to destroy him. But if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Verse 23. Jesus said to him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Listen to this. Jesus said, if you can believe, see, when you believe something, you accept it as true. God diggity dog. And that's why a lot of y'all ain't been getting your healing. And I'm talking to myself. Okay? That you ain't been getting your finances. You ain't been getting your blessings. Because your belief got some doubt in it. See, your belief got some doubt. And that's what's been holding you back. See, that little bit of doubt that you put, that's fear. That's something you're afraid of. Verse 23. Jesus said to him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Immediately, the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. That's your doubt. That's your fear. Your unbelief. And see, and it's a lot of y'all that are controlled right now by your unbelief because you're scared. See, you second guessing yourself. You're doubting yourself. See, it ain't happening, it ain't coming together the way you think it should come. So now, because it ain't happening the way you think it should happen, see now that seed of doubt done creeped in. Now you're scared. And it says, listen, listen, listen. And Jesus said to him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Thank you, Lord. I'll do that. Let me give you the definition of belief. Okay? Let me give you the definition. All right? Believe. Accept something as true. Feel sure of the truth of. When you believe something, man, you ain't second guessing it. You taking it as gospel. And this is why a lot of us are not getting our prayers answered, because we don't take it as true. Hot dog. Because you're scared, man. You think you ain't worthy. You think God ain't listening to you. You're second guessing yourself. You got doubt about yourself. You got doubt about your idea. You ain't getting the kind of response that you thought you were supposed to get. But see, again, if it happens the way you see it in your mind, you don't need God. If all of your adversity can be programmed the way you see it in your mind, you don't need God. You don't need God. Because you can program this yourself and get the results you're looking for. So when you believe something, you accept it as true. Man, I'm a billionaire. No, I'm a gazillionaire. You see how quick I corrected that? No, I ain't no billionaire. That's a broke mother. That motherfucker broke. I ain't talking about a billionaire. I'm a gazillionaire, God damn it. Shit, you can't count my money. that's how that's how much money, and you can't count it. I'm a gazillionaire. See, and man, I'm telling you, this I just answered something for myself. Because, see, I got to go back and check my belief. What I've been believing. Now I got to go back and check it to make sure it ain't tainted with some unbelief, which is nothing but fear. When you get some unbelief, that's fear. That's the opposite of faith. It's fear. And you got so many people right now missing their blessings because they're afraid. They're missing. Man, listen to me, y'all. See, let me show you. The Bible says you reap what you sow. And isn't it interesting? There are a lot of people that are afraid to sow, but they want to reap. Let me say that again. See, and these are Christians, mind you, all right, that want to reap, but they scared to sow. And then when they do sow, they sowing from their head and not from their heart. Boy, that's, whoa, true conductor. What did you just say? When a lot of people do give, they give from their head and not their heart. There's a difference. See, when you give from your head, you got an agenda. Let me say this again. When you give from your head, you got an agenda. And 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna have to ask you for whatever it is they want, because you got an agenda. But man, when you give your heart, that's something you recognize when you walk up on it or it walk up on you. You recognize that moment when you give from your heart and you ain't got no agenda. See, you ain't worried about what they gonna do because you giving from your heart, and that's how it's gonna come back to you. See, the Bible say, guard your heart because out of it comes the issues of life. You don't believe me? Let me tell you where it's in Proverbs. It's in Proverbs. It sure is. Proverbs 4:23. Listen to this. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. Let me see what the Message Bible say. Keep vigilant watch over your heart. That's where life starts. Don't talk out of both sides of your mouth. Avoid careless banter, white lies, and gossip. Okay. But that's where your issues of life come from. Man, in fact, man, when you fall in love, what you do? Get somebody your heart. When you fall in love, you give somebody. Well, at least that's what you're supposed to be giving. Some of you jokers, shit, you got a rabbit up your sleeve, buddy. That's what you're supposed to be giving is your heart. Okay, them tricksters, they got another agenda, buddy. Them the ones you need a prenup for. When you got to go into a relationship with a prenup, boy, it's some shit in the game. Okay? It's some shit in the game when you got to have a prenup. Okay? If you can't trust your spouse with your money, man, why you got them in your life? If you can't trust them. And think about it. If you can't trust them, do you love them? How you love somebody you don't trust? No, it ain't love. It's lust. And unfortunately, you got a lot of people that have confused love with lust. That's what they doing. They're lusting. And they calling it love. And it ain't love, it's lust. But think about it, man. What fears are holding you back? What is it that's manipulating you and making you do things that you don't want to do? See, because that's what fear will make you do some things that you don't want to do because you're afraid. And as long as you making a decision out of fear, you're always going to be looking over your shoulder. Let me say that again. Whenever you make a decision out of fear, you're going to be looking over your shoulder. You ain't got no peace, man. You ain't got no peace. See, this is one of the things I think they're trying to do to Trump. I think they're trying to kill Trump with fear. I really do. Because, listen, not one indictment, but you got 93 indictments against you. What are the odds that you can beat all them indictments? Slim to none. One of them gonna catch you, and you don't think for 1 minute when you close your eyes, get ready to go to sleep, that that shit ain't on your mind. You think when you wake up, them indictments ain't on your mind. Now we know you up in age, you long in the tooth, and you done already showed us you got a fast food diet, which ain't healthy. And now you got stress piled on top of you. You see? And not only do you have the stress that they piled on top of you, but now your fear is bringing another element of stress. God damn, damn. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. See, not only do you have to deal with whatever situation you dealing with, but your fear is going to add another layer of pressure on top of what you already dealing with. See, that's what fear is going to do. It's going to add another layer on top of what you already dealing with. And see, and a lot of people, and that make a lot of people panic. That's why a lot of people panic, because they look at what they're afraid of, and then that fear comes in and attack them physically, and they throw their hands up. Throw their hands up. Don't know what to do. And you can see a lot of them right now on the street, homeless. Then threw their hands up. Then threw their hands up, man. You can see every day, man, you walk by people that done threw their hands up. They done gave up on life. This is how they walk around with life, just like this, with their hands up. They ain't got no ambition, ain't got no drive, ain't got nothing. And then they just get what they can get when they can get it. This is what fear make you do, man. Throw your hands up. See, fear will make you quit. Fear will make you second guess yourself. See, fear will make you doubt God is even real. That's what fear will do to you. You know, um, when them guys went down in that submarine, that little young boy didn't want to go, but he went anyway to please his dad. Don't you know he freaked out in that thing? Don't you know that boy panicked? That boy panicked in that vessel. He panicked. He panicked. You know, and boy, it ain't. And let me show you something about panic. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. See, this is what happens when when you don't know your word. See, when you ain't got no word in you, see, somebody can come along and tell you anything. Listen, man, in fact, I'm going to read this whole thing. That's how powerful it is. This, and see, this every day, man, you should be reading this over your family. You should get this in over your family. This is the 91st Psalm. Listen to this. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, and Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day. You ain't scared, man. Can't nobody intimidate you. Okay? That's what that means. You can't be intimidated. Okay? Verse 6. Nor of the pestilence that walk in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. Stuff will be falling down all around you. And you ain't scared. Because you know you are under the wings. He's covered you with his wings. Now listen to this. Verse 7. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. God diggity dog. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? See, if you understood this, what we just went through, this is where you would have stood. Listen, 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you, and nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. See, that's the protection you got. Listen, it say, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge. That means you live in a righteous lifestyle, man. You ain't cheating. You ain't lying. You ain't trying to deceive folk. See, you ain't pulling no smoke and mirrors on people. You dealing with them in your righteousness, which is your integrity. And the Lord say that no evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent. You shall trample underfoot. Verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, and I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. See, if you ain't reading that over your children and your grandchildren, you need to start right away. See, because the Bible say, this is verse 9, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you. Ain't nothing evil gonna take you out, man. You ain't got to worry about your enemies. Because the Bible say, no evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. Now, if you knew that and you believe that, and a lot of this stuff that they got, you said, okay, do what you do. I'm standing on this. The Bible saying, ain't no plague gonna come near my dwelling. That means I'm protected. And see, and you got so many people now that don't believe that. They don't believe that. See, they'll rationalize that. And so many of y'all, man, are rationalizing your fears. That's why they got you in bondage. Because you're trying to rationalize them and reason with them. Instead of saying, go get your ass in the corner and stay over there. That's what you're going to do with fear. And see, and notice one thing. A lot of people are always jealous of a person that ain't scared. The one that'll speak up. See, that's the one they always want to demonize. The one that ain't scared to speak up because they scared. You see, and when they see somebody, oh, mind your business. There you go. Always into something else because you scared. And now you want to plant that fear into other people. See, and that's what folk gonna do to you, man. They gonna plant their fears into your spirit. And unfortunately, a lot of y'all allow that shit. You allow it. And that's why you're in the position you in. Because you're letting fear manipulate you. And see, and here's the thing. You learn from your mistakes, man. And you got so many people right now that are afraid to make a mistake. And they stagnant. That's how you're going to learn. And you're scared to get out and make a mistake. And that means you're going to keep your dumb ass right where you are, in your fear, because you're scared to make a mistake. And when you make a mistake, you're going to learn something. And you'd rather suffer and stay where you are rather than get out and try so you can learn something. And this is the problem. And we're passing that shit on to our children. That fear. That's all we done passed on to them. Fear. They don't get out here and try to be revolutionaries and pioneers and trailblazers. They don't do that. They scared. They want to play it safe. You see, and this is the problem, man. Too many people want to play it safe. And consequently, they won't give nobody else a chance. Because they scared. You know? And how many chances have you not allowed because you scared? And you don't even know why. But you don't want to help nobody else because you're scared. But yet, you want to get help, but you ain't trying to get nobody no help. And this is the problem right now. Too many people want to receive, but they ain't trying to give. This is the problem we got now. Too many folk are out here want to be on the receiving end, but they ain't trying to give up nothing. They don't even want to be inconvenienced, but they want to receive. And they expect God to go along with their foolishness. They expect it. All right? Man, thank y'all. Man, this is good. Thank you for joining me, man. What's controlling you? What fear is controlling you? Think about that, man. What are you afraid of? A lot of y'all should have been in business for yourself, but you're scared. You're waiting for the right moment. The moment ain't never right. See, that's the thing about fear. The moment ain't never right with fear. Ain't never right with fear. Sometimes you're just going to jump, man. Remember the Bible say, all things are possible to him who believes. And see, and if you believe, you ain't no good, something always happening to you, you always get the shit end of the stick, that's what you're going to get. Because that's what you believe. See, a lot of people out here believe in the worst, but yet they looking for the opposite. And they're getting what they believe. And they don't even see that. See, all that negativity, all of that animosity and that unforgiveness, you getting what you given. Because that's what you believe. If you believe everybody is crooked, you ain't gonna trust nobody. If that's what you believe. And if you don't never trust nobody, you ain't gonna never have nothing, man. Because you ain't gonna never be willing to give nobody a chance. And right now, the problem with most folk, they don't want to give nobody a chance to do it the right way. They give you the chance to get out here and be negative, to do it wrong and manipulate them with fear. And if you think I'm lying, go back and listen to Jesse Lee Peterson. Everything he's doing is making people afraid. Talking about fear, manipulating them with fear. You know, if you're in a relationship and they doing this, you should do this. Fear. And he ain't in a relationship, but he giving relationship advice. And them dumb fucks sitting there taking it. And he ain't in a relationship. Ain't never been married. And he advising married couples how to be married. And he ain't never been married. So what is he basing it on? And see, this is what I keep telling y'all. We coming into a period now where everybody gonna want to be a life coach now. Everybody gonna want to be a life coach. And the majority of the stuff that they're gonna be talking about is gonna be on somebody else's life. Ain't gonna be on their life. It's not gonna be on their life. You ain't gonna find it nowhere near their life. But they want your money. And a lot of y'all gonna be stupid enough to give them your money. And they gonna tell you about what's going on with somebody else. Anybody can do that. If you're gonna be a life coach, why don't you tell them how you did it? Show it to them on your life so that they can relate to it. Okay? That's what you got to do. Show them your adversity on your life. All right? Man, thank y'all. Tomorrow will be Saturday in Proverbs. Okay? That's what we'll go through tomorrow. All right. See you later.